friends and family. This is new music. That's
quite
interesting.
Comforting.
It's quite comforting.
I feel like I should be like drinking a nice lemonade in a light drizzle.
Why would we have new music? Is it because,
and what are these backgrounds?
Is it because there's a new show? There's a new show.
What?
Oh, millions of fans. Welcome to Tuesdays with Mary. Not Tuesdays.
Drake is
Drake.
out.
Drake is out. Mary is in. Welcome to the first episode of the Great British Baking Show Fantasy League with your regular host, Nat Levy, as always, and your illustrious league chairperson, woman, whatever word you want. Chair. Mary Peralt, thank you for joining us, Mary.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, it's very exciting. So for all those fans used to our normal production, normal, that's even the wrong word, our usual Tuesday night productions, we're changing it up. We're moving to baking. It's going to be great. We're expanding the empire. New horizons are being opened as we speak. It's very exciting. So the real question is, how do we even do fantasy bake off? And I'm excited for the season in general. We've already got 1 week in. I think we've got a good cast. So I'm curious, Mary, how do you feel about the show season? Are you excited? What are you looking forward to for this season of Bake Off?
I am excited. Excuse me. I'm super excited. This is my 3rd year running the fantasy league. I think the first year we started with like maybe 10 people and kind of figured out what we were doing. Last year it was up to like 30. This year we have over 40. So we have 45 teams participating, which is wild.
I believe I finished in the bottom like 10th percentile both times that I was in it so far.
Well, spoiler, as of this week, you are up near the top. So that's exciting.
That's right. I'm gonna let's shut it down right now.
That's it, done.
Stop the count.
Great week.
I think I'd have some bakers pretty mad at me if that happened. People take this really serious. So to play fantasy with Bake Off, I have a naked toddler next to me.
Don't we all?
Oh, yeah. No worries.
So to make it fantasy, there's 12 bakers that start the show. Every week someone's eliminated. Each person playing gets to choose 6 bakers that they think will score high. We have scores for placement in the technical challenge, for getting star baker, and then fun things for helping another baker, or getting a Paul Hollywood handshake, or getting a nice job well done. And then points can be deducted for things like dropping their bake on the floor, forgetting to turn their oven on.
Common mistakes.
Yeah, I'm already pretty aggrieved about the oven not turned on situation, as I've already been hit by that, and I would
Are you gonna be the Joe who immediately demands rule changes?
As this is my first season in the fantasy league, yes, I will. No. No, I think it is totally appropriate that the oven not turned on is a dig. It is unacceptable.
It is a brutal mistake.
Yes.
For anyone. I mean, like, even, I turn on the oven when I make dinner most of the time. So like, if I can do it, so can you.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Solid like 7 out of 10.
I have a question though. So this is a very excellent list. So like there's of course like the placements in the technical handshake, star baker. I think folks at home might be, of course those are the things. How has the all of these other ones come into play? I'm very curious. My favorite, I think, is the sexual innuendo that makes Paul and Prue uncomfortable, and the fact that that's a positive point. I'm very intrigued how that came about.
That was kind of where this all started. There is a lot of innuendo in the show, and usually it's the other way around. It's Paul or Prue dishing it out, or one of the other 2 co-hosts, and making the bakers uncomfortable. I wanted to spin it around. If they can dish it back, I think that deserves a point for wit and bravery to do
those
that on
repressed Brits.
Global TV. Those poor repressed Brits. Exactly.
Excellent. And Baker cries.
You call it like Puritan points or something.
Ooh, that's good. We should.
I do find it so my last question is how where did this start, and like how many have been added since you said been doing it for 3 years? So has this grown or does this change over time? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's changed a bit. It started about the same. I had specific items that were applicable only to like the signature bake or only to the technical challenge. And that was just frustrating because they would happen at other points in the show. So I just lumped them all together later on. And then a couple of them, nice job, well done. I think it just started off as nice job. Then I noticed they're saying well done a lot. So I was like, well, that's about the same. Soggy bottom, a bit of a mess, a bit stodgy. I think actually this year we're going to add a bit craggy.
Yeah, craggy was
claggy
definitely like the word of the week.
Or claggy.
That was
Claggy.
the word of the week this week.
Yeah. So I think we need to add that on. I'll take a vote from our participants.
I vote yay on that. It's just a sub for stodgy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know my English terminology very well.
Oh, then you're going to get really confused on
So I have to
Biscuit
look up a lot of stuff when we watch this. I'm always like, what does that mean? And like Paul Hollywood's like highborn Game of Thrones accent is always like very confusing.
I'm surprised that your son doesn't just walk around and call you claggy like every day.
Oh, I'm sure he's definitely mentioned my soggy bottom once or twice.
Excellent.
So,
As the owner of the Soggy Bottom Boys, I can relate to this.
is it boys with an S or a Z?
No, S. I'm making
You lose points just for that.
No, because I'm making a "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" reference, not a unrelated reference. Okay, fine, whatever. When I beat you, that's gonna be great. So
Yes. You're always very confident in your fantasy choices until they completely fall apart.
Hey, quiet. we got 9 weeks to go before we know if I'm good or bad at this. I got my first season.
But your cockiness never fails.
It's true. I can't trade this per our
there's
normal
no
options.
waiver pickups.
There's no pickups to leverage.
Can't 100 waiver your way out of your bad draft.
Well, see, I have never played fantasy anything, so I have no idea how this works. So that
Maybe we
should
should think about that for the future.
Yeah, that could be a good option.
Can you make maybe you could make like one mid-season switch or something in the future?
Ooh,
That could be
intriguing.
Good.
Different ideas. The one thing I actually don't, maybe because I haven't watched all of your posts in the Facebook group that does control this. How does the team captains work? That was the last I think interesting aspect of the league.
Yeah, so every week you will choose a team captain from someone on your team, obviously, and that person's points from that week get weighted at 1.5 times regular weighting. So they are valued at more. We started doing it last year. We didn't do it the year before.
Because I thought, I remember at the beginning it was just basically Star Baker or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, maybe as some strategies there. What worked last year? Did folks tend to ride a particular horse, so to speak, all season, or did folks mix it up? Just curious if
just Jurgen, an Italian guy forever, I believe.
Yep.
Every week.
Yeah, I think there were a bunch of people that once they settled on their Star Baker, they just kept going and said, "Go ahead and fill out my sheet for the rest of the year." But a couple people changed it up, like looked at who's a bread baker, who's a pie baker, who's good.
I tried to do a different one every week. I think I only got it like once, but I tried.
Do we know? Do they publish ahead or is it the same baking types every week?
It's not the same season to season, and you can generally look that up online.
That's research for the
helpful.
Diligent folks,
Yes.
but we won't share the secrets here. I got it.
You will be looking at that the first opportunity you get. I know this about you.
100%. like literally directly after this show, I will be game planning my picks.
Yep. You're gonna go like deep dive into everybody's social media to see what they're good at, and look at all of their practice bakes, and come up with some strange mathematical formula that like spits out who you should pick every week.
I won't go that far.
Yeah, you will.
Maybe. maybe. So Excellent. I'm very excited. I think this is super interesting. So we have this wonderful structure. But who are we picking, right? So like that's the next enjoyable thing. And so I will bring up the cast, as I'm sure all the fans at home have already are aware of, because they are dutifully watching
Yeah, I'm sure
the
they're
show.
following along with their printouts.
Yes.
Oh, Will.
Yes. So
good picture. Excellent work.
Yes, so I have done the handiwork ahead for our wonderful 12 bakers. Will, nice guy, but we all knew he was going after the first week, right?
He
Like
he was not the best.
like I thought he also missed the oven, or maybe he didn't, but that was immediately on his case, and then yeah, it all went wrong every time.
He forgot to set his timer.
Oh, he forgot to set his timer.
That's also bad. He
I had
got
to rewind and check it out.
to death.
Buttercreamed.
Yes, that's always the best.
Nobody wants to get buttercream.
And then Starbaker, News, who I feel has strong, and I think we'll get into this in a second, with the selection choices from the league, strong Jurgen vibes there.
Yes. Highly Jurgen-esque, if you will.
So there's the cast. So Mary, tells who are the biggest picks from the crew this season?
Yeah, the top picks. So it's tied between Januz and Shabira. I think I'm saying that right.
I believe I have both of those.
Are in almost every team. Sandro as well is in almost every team. So those are the top three. And then coming up a close second, with third on 30 teams are Abdul and Dawn.
No, I don't have either of those.
Oh, and yeah.
There's a point of differential. That's good.
Rebs is at the very bottom. She's just on 2 teams.
I almost picked Rebs, but then I realized she was a college student and they go home. So like she'll have no time to do anything.
College student, and she didn't correctly bake any of her cakes. That's like
also true. That is true. I picked her because I kind of the underdog factor.
Also, they like to keep the pretty girl around longer than they should sometimes.
That is true.
They do that.
If I recall, Nat, that was a basis of one of your general strategies for this.
Yes, it was. Part of why I almost picked her. I did pick Maxie.
I like Maxie.
I was torn. I had 4. Nat, as Nat and I were discussing the show preseason, the first episode, and I had, just from the cast photo alone, I had Sandro, Sandro, Shabira, Abdul, and Dawn. Those 4, I was like, I'm probably going with those 4.
That show definitely promotes like certain archetypes, and those are very much squarely in them. I also went with several of the archetypes as well. Like, yes, that's how I picked my team, basically.
Yeah, and then Januz is obviously very, very good. And then my 6th was up in the air. It was like Maxie, James, or Kevin. And I was like kind of like I went with James for pure. He's got that like could be incredible or will flame out next week. Like, but like he's got that
you're going high upside.
He's got those Chigs vibes from last season. Like he could go to the end or he's gonna be out week 3. Like, so I figured I'd take a stab there.
Kevin was my last pick purely because he looks like Simon Pegg. Like 100%. That's the whole reason why. That's like the picking random guy who nobody knows as the last pick of the draft because it's funny.
He seems stable. Like he seems like he's gonna be around a while.
This was the discussion in my household as well.
I mean, 6 people. Not everybody's gonna on your team is gonna make it to the end. You have to kind of go, who's gonna give me points middle of the road.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, Nat. You also have Carol, which I want some rationale there. She definitely is the clear grandma pick in the archetypal format decision. Although I'm worried about the grandma flavors. She seems to be into that trap. So I'm curious, I want some rationale for your pick there.
Got to go with the fundamentals. This is a Tim Duncan of the group. She's the big fundamental. She knows how to make things well. Pure and simple. Like she's gonna bake stuff to the right doneness. She's not gonna underbake or overbake very often. She made the granniness was assuaged somewhat by her showstopper with the little bees.
All right.
Showed some excellent creativity there. So maybe she will get killed by the old lady flavors, or the classical flavors as they call it.
Yes, the classical flavors.
That's like coded language. But I trust her fundamental skill level. That's why. I thought about it for a while.
That's fair. I like it. Because I went with Dawn for the same reason, but I believe you have a fundamental problem with Dawn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm not picking anyone who hangs out with Boris Johnson. It's just not doing it. I gotta feel good about myself at the end of the day. So I have to be able to sleep at night. It's very important.
I apparently don't have to worry about that. So
No, you have no morals, just winning. Ride that Bojo to the end.
And Mary, you went with Mayasam. Curious about that one. Only because definitely clearly the young person pick of the season, which has worked out sometimes or not. As a fan of the show, while not in the league, I'm curious how good you think Mayasam's going to be this season.
I think she's going to be solid. I think she'll have some good flavor ideas. It looked like her technique was just kind of, I think she's a middle of the road pick, not top, not bottom, but I think she could really bring it.
She seems like one who has an ability to improve. Like she clearly had a rough week, just like some things didn't work out, maybe some bad luck. See Mango flailing in the background there. So I think she, like, if she can compose well, like, she could definitely rebound and do well. So I think it's a smart pick.
There's I was feeling that as well, the potential, the growth potential, but I was like, I'm not sure.
It's like picking the rookie.
Yes.
Like, maybe they're not going to show right away, but you're looking, they stay in the game, and then maybe down the road at the end they pop, and you've got a big time, a league winner at the end, maybe.
Awesome.
You can fantasy anything. And you can apply like the same like logic to it too. Like, I just applied like 10 different fantasy football logics to this, and it is very easy to do. So seamlessly
at that. So now I have two more questions. First, so we have our teams, but who do you think is going to take it? So like week one in, we got a tiny sliver of data. Who's your pick for the title going in after week one? Nat, who you got?
Oh, I think I'm leaning Sandro after one. He just really seems to know what he's doing and very creative.
I can see that. I like Sandro. I like that he's a nanny. I think that lends itself to a level of creativity and whimsy that I think they're a fan of on the show.
I also was going to say Sandro, which is boring for the show.
Yeah, because give me a take.
We have no takes. Because I was going to say basically the same things actually. My take pick is Abdul. I think Abdul had a bad week, but I feel like he's going to recover. He also has good ideas. And I'm always pro engineer / like scientist in the kitchen, especially for baking.
Baking is 1000% science.
Isn't Kevin also
James?
James is that's right. I knew someone was something.
That was in medical, right?
Nuclear physicist or some crazy thing. That was the other thing that made me pick him. I was like, he's got some crazy factor. But like, he seems like he should be able to bake. I hope. So that's why I went with him.
Make sure we're recording all of this sound predictions for later, so that when they all go horrifically wrong, like when Sandro gets eliminated this week, let's run that all back.
Star Baker.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Run that back next week.
Yeah, it turns out Rebs is like some savant with bread or like watercress pastry.
Or like everything except cake. Like, I'm great at everything, but cake is my weakness for reasons that are unclear.
Yes. We will clearly be proven wrong in no time flat. So mostly Sandro. seems to be the consensus. All right, so then who's the next out? Who do we think?
What are they making this week?
I don't know. I did not look ahead because I didn't know that I could.
Yeah, right.
I literally
dumb.
don't. Isn't usually second week like biscuit week or pastry week? Isn't that usually what it is? Like biscuit week's usually second week.
It is. I just looked and it is biscuit week, and it's
Biscuit
already
week.
aired in UK. So
Okay, I didn't look. So if it's biscuit week, I think James might. This could be a problem. Like I think he seems like he's gonna be bad. He's very messy, and they always want precision with the biscuits. I think he could be a problem this week. So he's got to get through this week. I'm actually worried about that now.
I feel good about Carol.
If somebody's
this week.
still missing a team named Precision Biscuit would be a good one.
Ooh, precision biscuit.
It's like the opposite of Limp Biscuit.
Yeah. What were you saying, Mary?
Oh, I was saying, I think Carol could have it on biscuit week. I think she's been baking cookies for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's one of the older ladies' time to shine for sure. Either one of the other.
And she's got that cutesy factor with the bees and those little cute details.
I think I think that's a good pick. All right. Well, so that's a rundown of the league. We'll have some more, maybe some regular programming in future episodes. The one that we're gonna start this week is we have a couple folks who are gonna make the technical challenges at home every week. Myself being one of them, and the illustrious and illuminating Megan Levy will also be one, and maybe we'll capture some others in future weeks. So as of course all the fans know at home, this week's technical challenge was a red velvet cake, quite a tall red velvet cake. And so we're gonna go get those. This is gonna be a fun that thing that might be cut out eventually.
No, we need this is where we need a sponsor so we can go to commercial break.
Oh yes, we need a sponsor for commercial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bomb the socks.
Welcome to Squarespace.
Yes. We'll make a website for you.
All right, I'm gonna go get the cake, and
I already have mine.
well, I'm in the
Let's see
office. Yeah,
What?
you show it off while I go get mine.
Let me okay, let me get
I
you
gotta
my
turn off
background
my
here.
filter and stuff, and this is an operation.
Yeah, you gotta kill your background, you gotta do a lot of stuff here.
So I once worked with someone who insisted that he did not like chocolate, but red velvet cake was his favorite cake, and he absolutely insisted that it was not chocolate.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like a psychosomatic effect then.
Yeah.
All right. You got yours?
Yeah.
All right. Got mine. Or not mine, Megan's.
Take
wanna come in?
for mine.
Ooh.
Oh, pretty.
Ooh.
This is absolutely unfair. I do not have any cake in front of me. This is bullshit.
We did. I'm sorry. We did not. We cannot ship cake yet. That is not a feature that FedEx has support. So I apologize.
No, I'm gonna have to go to Texas.
Yep. You're gonna have to come visit for cake.
Yes, exactly. Shall we cut open? We need a cut open shot. Of
If you have your judge.
I don't. I have my knife. Oh, the judge is walking around. She
Right.
needs to get notified. I'm gonna cut this, and we're gonna see how this goes. It's a very tall cake.
How many layers do you have in that?
I have 6 layers.
Well, you went the 6th layer.
Yeah, you did it.
I think we only did
Right.
the 3. You. I'm part of this team too. I helped.
I only got the 3 layers because I used a 9-inch pan wrong.
Ooh, that's a nice looking piece of cake, my friend. And the dessert is also good.
Yo.
Dad jokes abound.
Yes. So that actually came. I'm
beautiful.
I actually don't.
Very nice layers.
Thank you. I admit, this is actually I usually don't make decorated cakes. It's actually not something I can bake the cake, but decorating is not usually my strong suit. I'm actually extremely pleased with this. Ooh, I like the size of the cream cheese layer filling.
There's some
That's a good red color.
It's thick.
Yeah, your color is definitely better than mine. Mine is more of a
It's a very nice color. Like I'm looking at it without the filter of this. It's very red.
mine's more of a maroon / blood, like dark sad red.
What did
Would you
Wes
like
say about the blood?
would you like
Wesley
to-
said, it looks like our cake has rivers of blood covering it. As I started to mix it.
Yes, there's also a 5-year-old assistant in this cake.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I saw some excellent photos. I have a 36-year-old assistant who essentially accomplishes the same tasks, who will now taste this cake and then give me a honest statement. Because we know
Nice cut. Makes a nice cut.
yes. She's thinking.
Are you looking at the crumb?
The krum, you mean?
The crum.
Rhoda.
I'll admit, I think it's probably slightly overbaked.
Tastes a little dry.
Little dry.
I think mine's a little dry,
Yeah.
which is honestly why I
Maybe a
hate
tiny
red velvet
bit.
cake
Mhm.
because it's often.
It's mine's also cold. I just took it out of the fridge, so it's probably just cold.
Yours is very nice temperature.
Mine's Texas room temperature.
Texas room temperature. Texas room temperature with a good AC unit.
Cream cheesy.
Good frosting, the judge says.
And it's got that acid in the cake as well.
Acid. She likes it, I think. We're gonna go with she
Yes.
likes it.
It tastes wonderful. I'm all for it.
Decorations are spot on.
Ooh, and spot on decorations. I
Yeah.
think
It's a little,
Got-
she's
All the
she's still
flavors
going.
are here.
a little bit like it's not as much of an ombre effect as it is. You got some like
Ombre was used in the judging as
Oh, boy.
not as a poor crumbing. There's not enough ombre in my crumbing. This is the level of detail that I'm
And you're
dealing with.
crewming.
Andrina.
No, there's a very fine croom in this.
Yeah.
All right, my judge. Yes, you have
Point for
much better
crumbing.
crumbing, much better color for sure. So props for sure on that. My judge has walked away with her piece of cake, so there will
Like,
be
I'm
no
out.
more. There will be no more.
I did my
judging.
job. Now I will cake.
little
Yeah.
thin on the
I think
Get
it's
out of here. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly
Uh,
overbaked.
While the Levies are now eating their cake, Mary, we did forget one more thing. That I totally lost track because I'm a terrible host. Team names are and one last critical thing that we should discuss this week, because the quality of the team names in this league truly outstanding. Tell me a few of your favorites from this season on the team name side. Oh, you're on mute still.
Yep.
All right, let me pull this up. Yeah, there's some good ones. This is always one of my favorite parts.
Do it.
So we have I mean, Soggy Bottom Boys is awesome. That's not just because it's you. It is really All About That Bakes, no trouble. All About That Bakes is good. That's Ariel. Fear and Loafing in Seattle.
Ooh.
That's
That's a good
that's
one.
my stepmom. So good.
Mhm.
Couple repeats from last year. Roly Poly Puds. Claggy Cake Bakers. Show Me the Dough. Ambitious Showstoppers. Too Good to Be Prue. Bake It Till You Make It. For Goodness Bakes.
So good.
That's a good one. I like. I'm a fan of Megan's. What is it? What's yours again?
Overworked and underproofed.
Yeah. That's
So
That's
good.
good.
I also like where was one of my favorites was also show or shoo shoo.
Shoo shoo.
Like, it's too good.
Like a shoo
It's-
shoo train. Yeah.
Love it. So
one
good.
of my finalists was I got shoe, as in like shoe pastry.
Mm.
Well, it's like yes, that's obviously why we were saying shoo shoo or show.
Yes,
Thanks for being a part of it.
I'm here too. I'm eating. Leave me alone. I'm gonna go eat my cake now.
It is probably not, we since I forgot now that we
Wow.
have cake on. That should be how we close the show, always with you just stuffing your face with whatever technical challenges, man. I think that's the new tradition of this show. Awesome. Well, I think that's everything for this week. I'm super excited for the season. And I think we have good picks. So we'll see how this goes. Mary, you were great to have on the show, and I look forward to having you again. And
Thanks for doing this.
and
It's
I'm now
fun.
my lovely judge has eaten half of this piece
Her
of cake
bits.
and has given it back to me. So
Wow.
so now I have to go do that.
All right, clean up, man.
Yeah, I need to see if DoorDash has any red velvet cake they can send me.
There you go.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You just like whip one up in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's just easy.
It's just
It's
yeah.
easy.
Props to Mary on the scoring and the spreadsheets. They've gotten more complex and more, but simultaneously less complex every year. And
like it.
also,
I am
and-
very proud
and
of my spreadsheets.
doubly
Yes.
so the form, which has the picture of everybody next to the name. That's
Yes.
clutch.
That was
For
was
picking-
Amanda.
For
That,
picking players.
was
That
good.
was great. So excellent league management. Makes it more fun.
Yes. I love it.
Are you
All right.
playing me off?
I was trying to, and you kept going. So I have
I see
restarted
how it
it
is.
twice.
All right. All right. No one's gonna let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. All right. Y'all have a good week. Until next time. Bye.